pressed. I thought you were. Is he on the microphone already? It's on. Huh? It's on. It's on already, but it has to be plugged in there, right? It has to be plugged in there. All right, shalom, shalom. We are the Hebrew Israelites, here to prophesy the downfall of this wicked kingdom. Speak about the upliftment of Yahweh Shai, which is the only begotten Son of the Heavenly Father Yahweh, coming back to deliver the elect of the nation of Israel. Alright, so first and foremost, we want to face the east and give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Achadash. Give honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations, much love and respect to I came out there pushing this word out in truth and sincerity. Alright? Now, the scriptures speak about, in the last days, the rulership, right, coming down with great wrath upon the Israelites, all right, specifically the elect of the nation of Israel, and that's what we see getting ready to take place. Okay, if you're really watching and seeing what's going on, you see Esau setting up a narrative. All right, it's all about narratives, with this devil. Okay. And the narrative that he's painting is that you Jakes, you Israelites, are the problem. All right? And he's going to justify himself in taking you out. This is what's being set up right now. If you're really watching, if you're really understanding what's going on. Okay? With Trump and Elon Musk and the mindset they're pushing forward, that's what they're pushing forward. Okay? Give me Revelations 12th chapter, the 17th verse.
The book of Revelation, chapter 12 and verse 17. And the dragon was wroth with the woman and went to make war.
Now the dragon represents this new Roman Empire. Okay? The rulership. They were wroth with the woman. The woman represents the Israelites. Okay? Go ahead.
And went to make war.
Which is you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. You are the Israelites that the Bible speaks of. Go ahead.
And went to make war with the remnant of her seed.
So they're getting ready to make war against you. This is what's being prepared.
That's right.
Okay? With these narratives that are being pushed. Right? Go on X, go on Twitter. You'll see the narrative that Esau is pushing. Alright? And then also that the elites are pushing because they're using their media to spark up certain racial tensions. Alright? Go ahead.
Which keep the commandments of the Most High and have the testimony of Yahweh Shai HaMashiach.
They have the right? They're coming against who? Read that again.
The remnant of her seed, which keep the commandments of the Most High and have the testimony of Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. It's the elect.
Yeah, Israel. That's right. So he's getting ready to come against the elect.
That's right.
Right? His main mission is to get rid of the elect. Why? Because the elect represents his downfall. The elect is going to be the next rulers of the planet Earth.
That's
so he
right.
has to come out of power if the elect are here. So he's trying to get rid of the elect. Okay? Now get me Revelation, jump up to verse 10. Revelation 12 and 10.
Revelation 12 and 10. And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation and strength.
Salvation for who? Salvation for the elect. Alright? And the strength is going to be given to the elect. The power is going to be given to the elect of our people.
That's right.
Go ahead.
And strength and the kingdom of the Most High and the power of his Mashiach. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down.
The accuser is going to be cast down. These Edomites are the accuser. Right? Before they attack, what do? They accuse. They blame. Right? Someone looking to free themselves from their chains, they'll call them extremists. Right? Someone that's trying to defend their land, they'll call them savages. Right? So that's what? In order to demonize and to desensitize when they come to take them out, when they come to kill, when they come to murder, which they already did before they said that. Alright? Because when you look into it, the scalping started with the Edomites, ultimately. But they blame Gad, the Native Americans, for scalping. They make it like they're known for that. No. They were following after you.
That's right.
But that's how it operates. They have to demonize and then they attack. It's the same thing with Cain. That's why we told you they're in the spirit of Cain. All right? So go to Cain. Matter of fact, you could go to Cain. Go to Tubal Cain. Not Tubal, Lamech. Go to Lamech, which is a descendant of Cain. Because that whole line of the Cainites was the line of the wicked. Okay? And you had the line of Seth and Abel, which was the line of the righteous. Right? And Cain slew Abel because of his righteousness.
Yep.
Right? So now these Edomites are getting ready to slew you. Okay? Starting because of the elect, which is because of the righteousness of the elect. Right? Go ahead.
So the scripture says, a man that's wicked is abomination to the righteous, and the righteous abomination to the wicked.
Right. Which Wisdom of Solomon, the 2nd chapter says, we are grievous to behold. Go ahead.
This is Genesis 4. I'll start at verse 23. And Lamech said unto his wives, Adah and Zillah, hear my voice, ye wives of Lamech. Hearken unto my speech. For I have slain a man to my wounding, and a young man to my hurt.
Meaning he's basically created a song. He was singing. This is basically the first gangster rap, if you will. Okay? He was singing about slaying, murdering another man, right? But he said that he was trying to hurt me. You understand what I'm saying? So what did he come with? He come with the blame first, right? So to justify the murder.
That's right.
Okay? That's how the so-called white man's getting ready to come against all you jakes. Because what are they saying now? They're saying that you are the reason for all the crime. You are the reason for the DEI, which DEI, you bet the black people, especially the black man, benefits the least from that. Okay? They don't benefit from that at all, if any. Okay? It's really the white woman benefits the most from DEI when you look into that shit. Okay? Veterans benefit from that. Alright? But they're putting you as the face of it. Okay? And you're the face of the problem too. So when he spoke about the planes going down, in code he was saying the DI is the reason the planes went down. In other words, because we're hiring all these blacks, right, who are less intelligent. That's what they're saying. That's what Esau is saying in a roundabout way. Shalom, bro. That's what Esau is saying in a roundabout. Give me 1 second, brother. Give me 1 second, brother. Right? That's what they're saying in a roundabout way. So now they're pushing the argument of IQ, which they have certain agents set up in the manosphere or whatever, like Myron Gaines and these different guys that are pushing that same narrative. That Esau has a high IQ and blacks have a low IQ, which goes into what? Scientific racism.
That's right.
Which is what they use to justify murdering you and putting you in slavery to begin with. So Esau's reverting back to that. Okay? So we're watching, we're seeing all of that. Jake is not seeing it. It's all in love. Everyone loves it. No. Esau can smile in your face. Give me that in Sirach, the 12th chapter. Let the spot get it. Sirach, the 12th chapter. Okay? Because at the end of the day, this is the narrative he's painting before he comes on the attack.
That's right.
Okay? Go ahead.
Genesis 4 and verse 24.
And you're going to see why we call this man the devil. You're going to see that it wasn't a joke. You're going to find out it wasn't a joke real soon. Go ahead.
If Cain shall be avenged sevenfold,
right?
Truly Lamech 70 and sevenfold.
Meaning he's saying he's justified in his murder. Just like they said they were justified in the murder of you, and they're going to be justified again when they come down on you, man. Because it's going to happen again.
That's right.
You best believe it, man. You Jakes are going to get a wake-up call soon, man. Okay?
Even worse.
Oh, yeah, even worse. Because even in Hurricane Katrina, when that happened, a lot of them so-called blacks down there, they found out the white man was their enemy. The so-called white man, Esau was their enemy. They found that out. Why? Because their neighbors were shooting at them. They actually had targets that they were waiting for black people to pass so they could shoot their ass, man. So you keep thinking this man's your friend, man. You keep thinking he's your friend, man. All right? The Lord already told you the mindset to have.
All right.
Go ahead, man.
Sirach 12 and 8. A friend cannot be known in prosperity, and an enemy cannot be hidden in adversity.
Right. When things get hard, when things get serious, when hard times come, you're gonna know who your enemy is. It's gonna be clear. It said he can't be hidden.
That's right.
See, in prosperity, you can't know because everything is all good.
That's
They can smile in your face, good morning, yeah. Right? They go when they go to the kitchen table, they're not speaking good about you, man. All right? See, I look through these devils. I don't look at these. I look through them. You understand what I'm saying? Go ahead, man. Go ahead, bro.
All right, this is the book of Sirach 12 and 10. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusted, so is his wickedness.
Right, and this is right. So as iron rusted, so is his wickedness, man. Okay? So he was created to be wicked. All right? And it's not a thing of, oh, his skin color makes him wicked. It's not about the skin color. It's about the spirit the Most High put in him. Get me Habakkuk the 2nd chapter, man. Because you got our people that got pale skin. You got our people that look like so-called white people, man. Because of what? The father was a Jake, the mother was a so-called white woman, pale woman. So the children came out looking like that. Those are still Israelites. So now we got to go into the spirit that was in them. Now, so it doesn't matter. They could be dark skinned and be Edomites. That's right. But the Edomites are the wicked. And they have a predominant look. Okay? And they're running the world. Go ahead, man.
Habakkuk 2 and 5. Yeah, also because he just...
Yes, absolutely. Go ahead.
Habakkuk 2 and 4. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him.
His soul is not upright. What is his soul? His spirit is not upright. It's not righteous, in other words. So how can you turn someone whose spirit is not righteous? How are you going to make them righteous? Is that possible? It's not possible. The scripture said you could not get a clean thing out of an unclean thing. It has to be clean. See, our people, naturally, they're supposed to be the righteous. Okay? They're supposed to be the righteous. The Lord really created them to be righteous. They have just been, they became wicked. They became spoiled and wicked. Go ahead, brother.
The vessel of honor. Right. That's the Israelites. Like the scripture says.
Right.
Proverbs 12.
See, that's the spiritual. I got to say this, but that's spiritual. See the way these people go crazy? They don't even know what's going on. They got demons in them, man. These people talk to themselves with demons in them. Why are they getting mad, man? Did they not get mad at Yahweh Shai, man? Did they not get mad at the Lord when he was passing by, man? Yes, they did, man. Why? Because they knew in the spirit what was going on. They knew their downfall was at hand, man. Salaki, brother. Go ahead, bro.
Go ahead. It says the righteous is more excellent than his neighbor, but the ways of the wicked seducing them. So a lot of our people, most of our people are seduced by the ways of the wicked. They are the Edomites, man.
Yes. And don't get us wrong, our people went left, and they were always seduced by the heathen in general. But this Edomite has brought forth some deep, some heavy wine down your throat, man, that you believe in, man.
That's why it said that he forwarded the affliction.
He forwarded the affliction, and he also made his neighbor drunk. Go ahead, man. See this gangster rap, this gangster shit, this soul power, this, that. Jake wasn't behaving like that before. The music pushed that forward. The music that Esau gave to Jake pushed that mindset, that negative mindset with the women twerking. They pushed that forward on a high, massive level, which actually changed the culture of Jake and manipulated the culture. That's right. So when you look at those CEOs, Liar Cohen, Lear Cohen, these devils that run the industry, they're doing that on purpose to make sure that you get in that degenerate state.
So that he can accuse you at the end.
So that he can accuse you. They're not pushing that to the Amalekites. They're not pushing that to the small hats. Okay? Go ahead.
So back to Habakkuk 2 and 4. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright.
See, because now they use that for what they're doing now. Oh, you see, look where all the crime is coming from. Look. Look.
That's right.
Right? And then he's going to try to dismiss the cultural aspect. You can't dismiss the manufactured culture that has been around since these last few decades. You cannot dismiss that.
That's right.
You know? You got a guy like Tupac praising Thug Life. They pushed this guy up. They propped this guy up. And then when he died, they made him a god and a prophet to Jake. Some Jake still think he's a prophet. Oh, he's still alive. Like he's the Lord or something. Like he liveth forevermore. These are wicked individuals, man. All right, and that thug stuff, that thuggy, that goes back to the East Indians. That's the Elamites. That's idol worship, man. Okay, that goes back to false gods, and those were people that would they were known as people that would rob people, do a bunch of wickedness. Why would you promote that? Why would you allow that to be on your radio? Why would you give them platforms on the news and these big talk shows? Because that's the image they want for you, Jakes. They created that culture for you. There was even meetings going back, like Bone Thugs spoke about it, that where hip hop changed. Because it used to be about positivity and fighting against the system, but it became something negative.
That's right.
Well, with NWA, and who was the guy behind that? Jerry, whatever his name is, Jerry something, a small hat, right? And that's why Ice Cube cursed his ass out. Jerry something was in that movie that they did.
Heller, yeah, sorry.
Jerry Heller?
Yeah, Heller.
Jerry Heller.
His name's Volume.
Right.
Heller.
What? Heller?
Heller.
What do that mean?
Jerry Heller. I don't know. H-E-L-L-E-R.
But he brought hell, that's for
Oh,
sure.
Heller.
He did bring hell. You know? Brother being facetious, but he did bring help. You know, regardless. Go ahead.
But he that is just shall live by his faith.
Right. But he that is just shall live by his faith, right? Go ahead, keep going.
Yet also because he transgresseth by wine.
He transgresseth through his wine. All right, Shalom. Oh, you came early, dog. I thought you should have had wine. But anyways, that he transgresseth by wine. Okay? You understand? Meaning his philosophies, his wicked philosophies, his mindset that he pushed on you, Jakes. That's the wine. Go ahead.
He is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desires as hell.
Right. Well, how did he get Canada? How did he get America? Because he didn't keep at home. How did he get South Africa? But now all of a sudden they're oppressed. They're the victim now, right?
Yeah.
They just got out of apartheid not too long ago. Them oppressing the people in their own land, but they're the victims. Get the fuck out of here, man. Go ahead. Matter of fact, get me what was I gonna say? The oppressive man, even in his heritage, man. Give me that, man. Go ahead.
He who enlarges his desires as hell.
Right. But Jake has no problem with this. Jake is seeing this, and this is not infuriating him.
No.
He's so sedated and drunk. He listens to this stuff. But I go to work tomorrow.
Yeah.
He's not even thinking about what's going on, the wickedness that's going on, man. Oh, that's the spirit. Listen who's playing right now. Tupac himself. So what's he talking about, man?
That's true.
Huh?
That's true.
That's Tupac.
Yeah.
That's Tupac. Go ahead.
It says, he is as death and cannot be satisfied, but gathered unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people.
He heapeth unto him all people, right? Go ahead.
That's what I know.
It's Micah 2.
Huh?
It says here.
You got it? Okay, go. Read. You got it?
Yeah. It says here, Habakkuk 2:15.
Pass.
Woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink, that putteth that bottle
That's
to
going to
him,
be the gifts. Go ahead, man.
and maketh him drunken also, that thou may look on their nakedness.
Right, and that's what they're doing. They're looking on the nakedness of Jake now, right? That's the nakedness. When you see Jake in the hood and all that, that's the nakedness. And the worst place when you look at the worst condition of Jake, you gotta look is in Babylon. It's in America, man. That's the worst condition. Jake is on the lowest estate here, man. You know, they pride themselves in being not having knowledge, being stupid. They talk stupid. It's one thing to have the slang, but that's Jake's creativity. But Jake prides himself in not knowing shit. See, that's Babylon. That's being in America too long, man.
They'll clown someone if he gets some form of education.
Yeah, if he talks a particular way,
He's going to jail. That's a badge of honor.
Right. That's true.
That's not a good thing. You're not supposed to glorify or honor something like that.
That's true.
But in Jake's culture, they hold that at high esteem, man.
Or even violence. That's
Yeah,
glorified on a high level amongst Jake. But that's based upon what? The music. You understand? That's the music. See how deep it's tied to the. Now Esau knew what he was doing.
He knew what he was doing.
He knew exactly what he was doing when he did that, man. It's heavily tied to the music, man. And I know for a fact because I was there. I was in it. I seen it. I seen how music manipulated Jake. All of a sudden, yeah, I'm a blood. I'm a Crip. And then they're getting into fights. Because why? Why did they become a blood and a Crip? Because they heard it in the song. It's not that, like in LA, your father might have been a blood, you know, and then you became and passed down. It had nothing to do with that. Okay, it had to do with the music. And Esau promoted these gangs, and they didn't say, "Wait a minute, gangs is bad," right?
Yeah.
So if they're promoting this in the music, you know, we got to stop banning this from the YouTube, from the radio. No, they pushed it out. They pushed it out, brother. They promoted it. They gave them Oprah. They gave them talk shows. Right? That shows you this man is your enemy. Because he's doing that in the background, and then he's watching the results of it.
That's right.
Like I said, I seen the results of that growing up. I seen how that influenced our people with the music, man. And it used to be positive. But what happened was there was a meeting that Jake speaks about that. There was a meeting where they said, "Now we got," because they had the prison set up, so they had to fill up the prisons. So they said, let's make them to promote violence and drug dealing and what any other ways. So that's what happened, man.
For sure.
That's what happened. Huh?
For sure, they had that meeting too, and dancehall music because it used to be positive too.
It did. Dancehall used to be positive. Reggae used to be positive. You know, but it went straight to gangsterism, man. You know, guys like Vibes Cartel and these different guys, Bounty Killer, Ninja Man, they're promoting heavy gangsterism. Go ahead. So sure, for sure. You know, that was also a subversion.
Everything that's good is gonna turn it into evil.
It
That's
turns
right.
it
That's
into
right.
evil.
That's right.
But another thing, though, they understood too that if they made Judah go a particular way, the rest of the body would go a particular way.
Yeah.
Because Benjamin in the island, they be following after what Judah be talking about too.
Yeah.
Okay? Go ahead.
Micah 2 and verse 1, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their bed. When the morning
That's their meetings. That's the evil upon their beds. That's their meetings that they have. Their different things that they delegate behind closed doors. You know,
That's right.
things that they write into law behind closed doors. You know, that they practice to do behind closed doors. Right? Go ahead.
it says, when the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand.
And they have the power to do it. Okay? They have the power of media. They have the power of, resources. They have the power of food. They have the power of all these things. All right? Alcohol. They have the power over all of these industries. And he turned it into he turned it into wickedness. You know, he created a petri dish of destruction for you jakes, man. You understand? And the rest of these jakes, these Israelites, they don't care. They're not even concerned about it, man. They're just chilling, dancing. They don't know what the hell's going on. Go ahead, man.
Verse 2, and they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage.
Right. So, well, that's going into, like I said, the South Africa. That's one example, right? And there, they came there. They had apartheid. They didn't allow them to vote in their own land. You know, they used violence. They were killing them, destroying them. But now they're switching it around and saying, no, these black Africans, they're oppressing us. We have a right to keep our land. Wait a minute, how did you get that land?
That's right.
Through bloodshed and destruction. But supposedly they're sorry about it, right? Supposedly they changed. But if you change, wouldn't you want to give it back? Wouldn't you want to restore the pledge? Go ahead. No, it's not. They're not restored. They're doubling down on their wickedness, right? Which we love that because we've been telling you what this devil was about. So we love them doubling down on their wickedness. It's a beautiful thing, okay? Because they don't understand that's going to backfire on them. Because the nations are going to further examine them, right? The claims that they're making, you know, really there was benefits in colonization and slavery. The nations are going to go deeper into it to see the real, really what really happened.
That's
You understand
right.
what I'm saying?
That's right.
The details of it all, the nastiness of it all, that doesn't really come out. The fact that they were actually eating the people, what they were doing to children.
Yep.
Okay,
That's right.
go ahead.
It says here in Proverbs 13 and 19, the desire accomplished is sweet to the soul.
I mean, this devil, I was just watching, I just did a video, the Elder Yashawama did a video. This fucking Edomite chick, which the Edomite woman is the devil too, don't get it twisted.
Oh, yeah.
Right? She made a statement, because they were talking about the colonization. Shalom, and she was like, it wasn't, I don't know, they're always trying to say like colonization was all bad. I mean, there was good things that came out of it. Transportation, they got transportation and education. I said, this devil is something else, boy. This devil, get me on Psalm 73.
I got that right now.
But bring that up. This devil is something else, man.
Psalm
You telling me all that massacre and destruction and bloodshed and the robbery of the lands was worth transport a bus? A car? That's what it was. They were happy the way they were living before.
That's right.
Who the fuck are you?
That's right.
Huh? Because a guy doesn't have decorations in his house, I can go in there and kill him and murder him and take over his house and put my own decorations and say it's my house now. Because you didn't put enough decorations. Well, he wasn't putting decorations in the house anyway. Does that make sense? That's what they're trying to tell you makes sense.
That's right.
That's what they're trying to play in your face. But the Most High, the Heavenly Father, has written down in the scriptures against them.
That's right.
He spoke about their mindset towards wickedness, man. Go ahead, bring it up, man.
Okay, I start at Psalm 73, I start at 6. Therefore,
And now they're being bold with it. The same thing we told you they were saying behind closed doors, they're becoming bold because of Trump and Elon Musk now. It's beautiful.
That's right.
We love it.
that's right.
Let's clap it up for Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, man.
Hallelujah,
Let's clap it up for Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. The Esau's going to further get exposed, man.
That's right.
Go ahead, man.
Psalm 73, I start at 6. Therefore, pride compasseth them about as a chain.
Read one verse up.
Psalm 73 and 5. They are not in trouble as other men.
Yeah, they're not in trouble as other men, meaning they'll do all kind of crimes worldwide and not spend one day in jail. All right? The DuPont family, they poison the whole earth. They poison the whole water supply through illegal chemical dumping. Are any of them going to jail? Not one of them white boys is going to jail, man. So as the scriptures say, they're not in trouble as other men. Let you loiter and the cops see you loiter and shoot somebody. Hey man, they're gonna hand you up. Okay? And when I mean litter, let you litter in a particular way, they're gonna hand you up, they're gonna grab you up.
That's right.
But these devils can literally poison the whole earth and not spend one day in jail. And
right.
when you watch the documentary, they were proud too. They're like, do you know you caused a lot of people to get cancer in this neighborhood and blah 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 blah, and you poison the water supply. And the DuPonts, they said, yeah, we don't care, so what? And they didn't spend them white boys didn't spend one day in jail, man. So read that again.
Psalm 73 and 5.
Yep.
They are not in trouble as other men.
They are not in trouble as other men. Go ahead.
Neither are they plagued like other men.
Right.
Therefore, pride compasseth them about as a chain.
Therefore, arrogancy or pride compasseth them about as a chain to do what they do, because they have not been punished yet. But the punishment is coming.
That's right.
And the punishment is going to be worse than any other nation.
That's right.
It's going to be a historical punishment.
That's right.
A legend, that's the word, brother. A legendary punishment. Go ahead.
Violence covereth them as a garment.
Yep.
Their eyes stand out with fatness.
Right. Violence cover them as, they have no problem with violence. They love violence. They love murder. You understand what I'm saying? They love it. Okay? But then they'll call you violent. You see how that works? They're going around the earth starting proxy wars and causing all kind of nations to be destroyed, and that's proven.
Yep.
The CIA is behind those proxy wars and these different terrorist groups and whatever. They're funding them.
Yep.
Even this thing in Pakistan and India, supposedly Esau was behind that.
That's right, that's right.
Oh, the Hotel Rwanda, the Rwandan massacre, they were behind that.
That's right, that's right.
All wars.
Oh, well, that's what who's that? The Rothschild mother? Was it the Rothschild, the Bauer mother? If my sons don't want war, there will be no war. Was that? I think that was one of the Rothschilds. Or go ahead.
Back to Psalm 73 and 7. Their eyes
So
stand-
these devils they have a lot of blood on their hands, innumerable amount of blood. Go ahead.
So it says that he shall take peace from the earth.
That's right.
That's right.
That's right. Go ahead.
That's right. Back to Psalm 73 and 7.
But then they want to point the finger at you. Huh? They want to point the finger at Jake. At you Israelites, you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans in your little neighborhood. They want to point, that's the problem. But they gave you the drugs.
That's right.
You understand what I'm saying? There's documentaries on that. They gave you the crap. There's documentaries on that. And that completely destroyed the black neighborhood, man.
Oh, yeah.
And then they gave you the music to further promote those things. Hey man, a lot of people die behind music itself.
Yeah, right.
And you play a particular song, come on, brother. You play certain tracks, it incites things, man. It puts a spirit on people, man.
Right.
DMX, you know what I mean? Come on, man. Certain things that they're promoting in the songs, man. Go ahead, man.
Even DMX was smoking crack and doing this music, you know.
Yeah, he
They got
was.
him.
Demon. That song he did. He's talking. The demons talking to him.
Yeah. This guy was gone too.
Go ahead.
Back to Psalm 73 and 7. Their eyes stand out with fatness. They have more than their heart could wish. They are corrupt and speak wickedly concerning oppression.
Right, that's what I was going into. So now they're being bold with they're speaking wickedly concerning oppression. Okay? Right? Now they're doubling down on their history, the things that they're doing now. And they're trying to tell you it was good. They're trying to tell you it better if it helped you.
Yeah.
Slavery, it actually helped you, You got an apartment, don't you? Yo, these devils, man. Hey, man. When Yahweh Shai really lets loose on them, huh? When he lets loose and when he gives the power to Jake, it's going to be a problem, boy. It's going to be a real problem for Esau, and that's what Esau really fears. He fears Jake being put in power.
Yep.
That's like his greatest nightmare.
That's right.
Right? And the Hebrew Israelites, we're making that even more of a reality because we're showing you in the scriptures this is coming. Go ahead.
They speak loftily.
Right?
They set their mouth against the
They
heaven.
speak loftily means proudly, arrogantly. Like I told you about that so-called white woman, that devil. She said, colonization was some good things came out of it. Like the devil that she is, man. You gotta watch out for the so-called white woman too, man. All right? You gotta deal with them in measure, man. All right?
That's right.
I still don't advise dealing with your own woman, the so-called black woman is out of there. She's not in her right mind right now. That's part of the wine.
That's right.
She's been drunk by the wine, so they're way too far gone right now. So Jake got to go to fly. Jake has to fly around the world
That's right.
to get a real wife now, man.
That's right.
Go ahead, man.
Back to Psalm 73 and 9. They set their mouth.
They push that feminism on them, and then they promoted that slut lifestyle, that city girl lifestyle. They have a group called the City Girls. That's where you got the City Girl, and they promote that to the women. Sexy Red, she was created, man.
Yeah.
Sukiana, she was created. They were developed.
Yeah.
Cardi B, they were pushed and developed and created, man. To what? To further poison the women, man. That's why they were put here. Do you think the CEOs, they didn't know, this might promote badness to the young girls? That's what they want. They want you so-called blacks and Latinos in that state of mind, man. We're getting our people out of that state of mind, starting with the elect.
That's right.
So we're the biggest threat to Esau, Edom, because when the elect gets risen up, that's the end of his empire. He's at the end now, man. Go ahead.
Back to Psalm 73 and 9, they set their mouth against the heavens, and their tongue walking through the earth.
Right, their tongue meaning their philosophies, their mindset, because why? They have the power of what? The media. See, the media is very powerful, right? Media goes into a medium. That's very, very powerful, okay? Which back in the ancient world, right, the media of that time was images, right? So what did they do? One of the things that they did was they put up their images in place of our images, right? That's why we got the dark images, the so-called black rulers of Europe, right? The black nobility, because we ruled Europe for 1,000+ years, or 1,000 years, all right? So they got rid of these images. You can see a person right here. He's repainting this picture of a so-called black Jesus, if you will. His name is Yahweh Shai, and he's making him white. This is what these devils did, man. So this was the media of that time, and this was very powerful.
That's right.
When they came to the Gadites with that image, when they came to the northern kingdom with that image at Caesarea Borgia, that captivated their mind. That captivated their minds. Okay? Go ahead.
That was it on that.
What else?
I got some.
Go ahead.
This is Job 15 and 35. They conceive mischief and bring forth vanity.
Yeah.
And their belly prepares deceit.
Yeah, they're all about deceit, man. Well, that's what they were set up for, right? They weren't set up to tell the truth. They were set up to deceive. Because if it goes down to truth is against them. Truth, if they really wanted to deal with full truth, it would be against them. So why would they deal with truth? Because what we're saying is true.
That's right.
What we're bringing out is full truth. They can sprinkle some truth in there, but they have to have the deception, because truth is against them. Go ahead.
Job 15 and 21. A dreadful sound is in his ears.
Woo!
In prosperity, the destroyer shall come upon him.
This is a dreadful sound in his ears, man. All right? This truth that we prophesy, this is dreadful to this devil. Okay? This makes him scared and nervous. They get nightmares behind this. But it's the truth. Right? That same book that they tried to control the narrative behind, right? This is our book. This book was for us. Right? The Holy Bible, that was our book. That was our forefathers that wrote that, man. Through the inspiration of the Heavenly Father, man. All right? And the men at this time, we have the full understanding of the prophecies of back then. It wasn't given to the Elijah and Ezekiel. Their full understanding wasn't given to them at that time. They were set up to write it down. Certain of the prophecies were for this time. Yeah. Certain of the prophecies were for Yahweh Shai to come on the scene. Right. Go ahead. Yep.
This is Matthew 13 and 16. Blessed are your eyes for they see, and your ears for they hear.
Right. That's right.
What? Luke 10 and 24, International Version. For I tell you that many prophets and kings wanted to see what you see, but did not see it, and hear what you hear, but did not hear it.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Because even back then they wanted to see this time, But the ones that were back then, they were just set up to deliver it, But now they're back now in the spirit, and guess what? They're seeing it now.
That's right. That's right.
Say something.
This is Revelation 11, and verse 11. And after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from Yahweh entered into them. Ooh. And they stood upon their feet, and great fear.
Oh, the spirit of life, that's the Holy Spirit. Right? Which gives you the understanding of the book. That has entered into us now. Right? After Elder Abba Bivens, that has entered into us, man. after 1969, okay, that has entered into us, man. All right? So that's how we can break it down. Go ahead.
And they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them.
Woo! So this is us standing on our feet, right? This is us coming before the face of such that has afflicted us, man. As it says in Wisdom of Solomon, the 5th. Matter of fact, get me that. It's about Wisdom of Solomon, the 5th chapter. Go ahead.
That was it.
That was it on that?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead. Yeah, okay, brilliant. So, what?
This is the book of Psalm 62 and verse 4. It says they only
We're going to bring it up.
it says they only consult
Where's
to
the
cast
charger
it
at?
down from his excellency. They delight in lies, they bless with their mouth, but they curse inwardly. It's a lie.
Right. They curse inwardly, man. Right? They bless with their mouth, but they curse inwardly. All right? You want to say something?
Yeah, I was gonna say because the only like we read, they only consulted to cast it down from their excellency. That's the whole purpose of Esau, man.
That's right.
Every time he sees Jake doing something wrong, something good for himself, he wants to bring it down, man. That's why different movements that Jake trying to do to better their community, just like Black Panther, so on and so forth. What happened? Esau came up in there and infiltrated that movement, and then what? It came to naught, man.
That's right.
You know, Esau does not want to see Jake on a certain level, man. He only wants him at the level that he wants him at. To be a stupid, dumb nigga.
Right.
That's it.
That's the level he wants to Jason. Right? And because he understands who you are. That's why. If you and he said, everything you're saying about blacks ruling Europe for 1,000 years, my professor told me that. But he said, don't tell anybody. That's what he told me. It was on camera. It's on camera. Okay? And I said, okay, I know why he told you don't tell nobody, because they don't want that information to come out. Why? Because they want you niggas they want you jakes on a low niggerdom vibration. Okay? They don't want you knowing that you're royalty, man. They don't want you knowing that you're the sons of the Most High, man. Neither do these other nations. Neither do these other nations want us to know that, man.
Which they all know.
Which they all know in the spirit. They all know in the spirit.
The leaders know.
The leaders know certain things, yeah. The leaders know certain things, okay? And certain other people, but for the most part, they know in the spirit, right? Because when they see Jake and the things that we can do, they know that we're not like them. They know that we're different. When they look at Mike Tyson, Michael Jordan, Tiger Woods, Michael Jackson, so on and so forth. Go ahead, brother. You can pass, brother. It's okay, brother. Don't worry about it, brother. All right, man. All right. When they see these different great things that we do, you can pass in front. Right? When you see these great things that we do, they're like, damn, why can they do this and we can't do it? Yep. And they try to come with all kind of explanations. And, it might be strong. I remember this. I was watching the video, and I don't remember which artist it was. One of the famous Jake artists from back in the day. He's like a blues artist or something. And then the Edomite was talking, why do black people why do they do so well with the music and stuff? Does it have to do with struggle? And it's not struggle. It's about the spirit the Most High put in us.
That's right.
The Most High gave us a better spirit.
That's right.
All right? That's the bottom line. That's just it.
That's right.
It has nothing to do with struggle or environment.
Right.
It has to do with the spirit.
That's right.
Okay? All right? Go ahead, man.
Deuteronomy 7:6. For thou art an holy people unto Yahweh, thy power. The Lord Yahweh, thy power hath chosen thee to be
If you put Jake in anything, and you have them to just stay in that thing and in abundance, they're going to take it. There's no one's going to be able to defeat them. No one is going to be able to challenge them unless they're Israelites. You understand? If you were to take all so-called black men and put them in hockey and had them push going hockey consistently, they would take over hockey like that.
The game would change.
The game would change. There'll be new moves. There'll be new things. It will be more exciting too.
They'll probably have at a 2-point line or something.
2-point line, right? It will be different because hockey's so expensive. Jake don't even get into hockey. They don't get into it in abundance. You understand what I'm saying? So because why? Because we're just better. We're just better. That's it. I don't need to go into a deep breakdown. We're Israelites. That's it. We're telling you to break down, man. Go ahead, man.
The Lord Yahweh, thy power has chosen thee.
All these top dancers in the world, okay? That's Jake, man.
That's right.
You understand? Top musician. Even if you go down to opera, there's a lot of Jakes is doing that. Or the classical music. There's Jakes that are into that. They'll be the top ones. The one that performed that, was it the wedding, the royal wedding, I think? There was a Jake, a light-skinned Jake with I don't remember his name, but he's dope with the violin, man. Okay? So we're capable of anything, man, and taking over too.
That's right.
And taking over completely.
That's right.
Right? Go ahead. I'm telling you, bro.
The Lord thy power has chosen thee to be a special people.
And hold on. And I gotta say this, Esau will try to dismiss this. And in academics too.
Yeah.
We would take over completely in academics. If you had Jake's, first of all, they have to have the right mindset. Okay, because you're not gonna do good in academics if you don't have the right mindset. You don't believe in yourself. Number one. That's why those Nigerians, they dominate. When it comes to education, the Nigerians surpass everybody. Chinese, Indian, they're the most intelligent immigrants, period. They don't promote that because why? Why do you think they don't promote that? They don't want you Jakes thinking like that, man. Because when you go to Nigeria, they don't have a low self-esteem like the way you Jakes have they don't think the same way when it comes to education. In education, they don't play. Okay? They don't play. Say you could do this. They're doing multiplication at like 4 years old, man. What are you talking about? Reading the whole reading, doing calculus. They're doing that. Young children are doing that in these different Western Nigeria specifically, man. And those are Israelites, man. Those are Israelites in Nigeria, Niger, Sierra Leone, Ghana. Those are Israelites, man. But it just shows you it's a mindset thing. It's a state of mind. As a man thinketh, so is he. Go ahead.
The Lord
well, I did a lesson and I pulled up about low self-esteem and how all the things that happen based upon having low self-esteem. Matter of fact, look it up in Google. Look up low self-esteem meaning in Google, and it should give you a list in the AI section, the overview. Go ahead. Okay, hold on. Go ahead.
The Lord thy power has chosen thee to be a special people unto
himself. And that other Jake that came up as, you this one, he could keep moving, man. Because he ain't serious. We don't need these cheerleaders. He could keep going all the way where the fuck he was going. We don't want to talk to people like that. And he came up with folly. You could tell he was coming with folly anyway. Go ahead, man. Salakia, man. Go ahead.
Yes. Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, thy power has chosen thee to be a special people unto himself.
Right.
Above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
That's right. That's right. So that's simple. The Lord said we're above all these other nations. Right? Even Jake in his lowest state, we're still over these other nations in the spirit. Okay? We're still better than them, man. All right? And guess what? I move like that when I'm around them, man. I talk like that when I'm around them, man. Okay? When they talk to me, they know what's up, man. They know what's up. They get a what do you call it? A culture shock when they talk to me, man. Right? Because I'm not in the same mindset of the average Jake. Go ahead. Oh, there's more than that?
No, that's it.
Okay. You want to bring us something real quick?
Real quick. Matthew 5:13. Ye are the salt of the earth.
Woo.
But if the salt have lost its savor, wherewith shall it be salted?
Right. Right. Starting with the elect. Starting with the elect, man. You know? Go ahead.
Sirach 10 and verse 31. He that is honored in poverty, how much more in riches? And he that is dishonorable in riches, how much more in poverty?
Yeah, that's right. Because you see how Esau is the leaders in these different industries. You know, the elect is going to be the leaders in all these different industries.
That's right.
Be certain elect over music, certain elect over different things. Certain over certain food, different, the water
Yes.
system,
Yeah. Yeah.
certain perfumes, certain elect,
Yeah.
the head of that, running all that. So, hey, we said Jacob is the former of all things. That starts with the elect.
That's right. Because even King David, he appointed a man for, gave men different his positions.
Yeah.
Solomon, as well.
Yeah. And the kingdom is going to be perfected because it's going to be according to their actual spirit,
Right. Yeah, that's right.
what they were actually created for.
Right.
That's right.
Yes.
Because the elect, the 144, they all had a hand in creating in the creation.
That's right.
Along with the Abishai. So when the creation was being made, all of them had designated roles to get responsible for creating the plants or the animals, whatever.
Yeah.
That's why, like the brother said, in the kingdom, each elect member is going to be delegated with his proper with their proper position.
That's right.
That's why they were there from the beginning.
That's right. That's right.
That's why we're learning right now. Order. That's why the order is in order.
Extremely important.
Oh, the Lord said, "I will set them in order before thine eyes." The Lord said that in Psalms.
That's right. That's right. Oh yeah, he did say that. You're absolutely right. Go ahead.
So this is the definition or the meaning of low self-esteem. Google AI overview. It says low self-esteem is characterized by a lack of confidence in oneself, often leading to negative
And
self-perception.
confidence goes into what? Faith. Meaning you don't believe. With faith, you don't believe, all right, in yourself. And Jake has that on a high level, right? I even showed a video description of Jake, the Jake children with the dog. You had the so-called white dog, you had the so-called black dog. That's all ingrained in you, all right? Going back even centuries. Well, hey, that's going back from starting with your mother was the first one that instilled that self-hate in you, subconsciously. Okay? So ultimately, hey, this is in Jake from a child, and it showed that in the video. He said, who's the bad dog? This dog. What proves that that's the bad dog? That's their vision of themselves. So Esau's thing worked, man. Esau's mind state worked. And you can't tell me that's not a psychological warfare because they're children. They don't know. What do they know? Right? They know what has been instilled in them. Go ahead.
It says often leading to negative self-perception and feeling of
Inadequacy.
inadequacy.
Right.
It says it can manifest in various ways, including excessive self-criticism,
Yeah.
fear of failure, and difficulty accepting compliments.
Fear of failure. That's a lot of reasons. That's a major reason why Jake doesn't succeed too. Because in order to succeed, you got to go through failure. You have to go through.
That's right.
But Jake is afraid of failing. Okay, Jake is so worried about what people think, and also not wanting to look bad, So that's why Jake be buying the Gucci and the this, the that, to look good. They got all this big car, but they can barely even pay rent. But they got a $700 car note. You see what I'm saying? Just to stun on other Jakes. Go ahead.
It says signs and symptoms. It says negative self-talk.
Negative. Oh, that's demons. Okay, demons are always pushing out negativity in you. All right, so that's what demons do. That's their job, right? When we listen to that guy with schizophrenia, what was the demon saying? He was saying negative things. I should kill yourself, right? So that's a demon on you. If you're thinking like that, that's a demon. Go ahead.
It says fear of failure,
Mm-hmm.
difficulty accepting compliments, low self-confidence, excessive self-criticism, difficulty making decisions, people-pleasing tendencies.
Yeah, but I mean, you can accept compliments and I can accept them, but you can still be faking, man. A lot of these people are faking too, man. A lot of these people are faking, man. They act like they're this, act real deep down. They don't have a big view of themselves. There's a lot of faking going on too. Oh, women are big for that. When you see a woman, you think she's the most confident. No. Them women are all insecure. Even the prettiest ones, especially.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Super insecure, man. Go ahead.
It says people-pleasing tendencies.
But when you see them, the heels on, you know what I mean? But it's all an act. Go ahead.
Social isolation anxiety, and depression.
There we go. All right. So that's it. So that's why they have trouble, talking to people. They have trouble dealing with they're awkward in particular ways. Well, that all goes to the low self-esteem, right? You know, me if I feel like it, I'll talk to whoever, man. You understand what I'm saying? I do it. I went to one place. She's watching me like, oh my god, you always make friends. Like, guys, she's watching me. She's like, from a distance, like, wow, like in awe, like she never seen this before, man. I don't know, I guess she never seen it from Jake. I don't know, but it is what it is, man. Because why would you be fearful of talking to somebody? But these people on the earth, they're not even on our level anyway.
That's right.
You understand what I'm saying? And if they're the elect, they're my brethren. So what am I nervous about talking about, man? Huh? Go ahead, man.
This is Psalms 83 and verse 1. Keep not thou silent, O Most High. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Most High.
Yeah.
For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up their head.
Yeah.
They have taken
And they hate him through us. They hate the Most High through us, man. Okay? Go ahead.
Verse 3, they have taken crafty counsel against thy people,
Woo.
and consulted against thy hidden one.
That's it. So who did they take the counsel against? Against his people, man. They can't plot against the Most High. They can't go into the heavens and go to attack the Most High. Right? So they're trying to come against his people. They're trying to come against us. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 4, they have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
Right.
But they have consulted together with one consent.
Yep.
They are confederate against thee.
Woo. They're confederate all together. Because they're all our enemies. All these nations are the enemies in shape. Every last one of them. All right? Go ahead.
It says the tabernacles of Edom and the Ishmaelites of Moab and the Hagarenes.
Edom, Ishmael, okay? Moab, go ahead.
Gabal and Ammon and Amalek, the Philistines.
Now, Amalek, that's the top enemy, right? All right, go ahead.
The Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre. Ashur also is joined with them. They have opened the children of Lot to Lot.
That's it, man. So they're all enemies, man. You understand? So Jake doesn't understand. He doesn't realize that he's surrounded by enemies. Okay? He doesn't get that. Right? And really, these nations are jealous of us, man.
Yeah,
They got envy in their heart, man. Like I said, well, it's about the things I mentioned before, about the things that Jake can do. They got envy for that. Man. You see, Jake, it's only Jake's in the Olympics for running. No one can run as fast as Jake. No one can jump as high as Jake. What can you do? If they, you know what I'm saying? If you're gonna say, okay, I'm gonna create a human that no one can defeat, can run faster, can jump faster, he's better, faster, hand coordination. What can you do with a guy like that? But it's only this nation. Go ahead, man. What you gotta say, bro?
That's why they gotta turn to robots and shit like that.
That's true. Yeah, you got robots dancing in China now, trying to compete with Jake. It's crazy. What you got, bro?
Yeah, this is the book of Psalm 64 and verse 2. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not.
Right. They're trying to shoot in secret at the perfect, man. Right? Who's the perfect? The Israelites starting with the elect, man. Okay? So they have their little meetings and it's against Jake. You best believe those meetings, you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans are being brought up in those secret meetings. You're not going to bring it up directly in these ones that they put on TV. But the secret meetings, they're plotting against your downfall, 100%. Because they know who you are. They know you're Israelites. Okay, they know who we are, man. Go ahead.
They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privily. They say, who shall see them?
Privily is privately, so it's not going to be on the TV. It's not the WEF meeting that's on the TV. There's other meetings that go on behind closed where they speak more candidly.
Yeah.
They speak more upfront
Yep.
and overt.
That's right.
See, Esau, when he's in front of you, he's covert. Okay?
Yeah.
He lies. Smile. Hey, how you doing, buddy? Right? But deep down, when they go to the dinner table, they speak different.
Oh, yeah.
It's the same with the elites.
Yep.
It's the same exact thing.
Yep.
Go ahead.
And they're all in accord.
They're all in accord as well. Yes, yes. And you can see the way they move and how they. You can see they're in accord because they're the enemies of Jacob, right? The Most High said that, they would be confederate against you. Go ahead.
They search our iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search.
Right.
Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep.
Yeah, but you Jakes are so simple. You guys get. That's why you get so offended when you might hear a Edomite say the N word or, or say something racist. Hey, that was racist. And you got these emotional, bitch-made black guys. I'm not gonna call them Jakes, black guys. They get all fucking emotional and butthurt, man. The woman, I understand, women are emotional but you are following after the woman. Well, that's because it's a matriarchy. That shows you a matriarchy is a failure. Okay? But that's why they're so fucking emotional, man. God damn, man. Yeah, like this guy on Lamont Hill, he was talking to him. That's racist. It's like, are you serious, man? It really was pissing. And Esau wasn't even pissing me off. It was him that was pissing me off, man. I was getting mad at him. Weak shit, man. All right? That's what they're supposed to be, man. They're the enemy, man. Don't just put that in your mind. They're the enemy. That's it. No, I want them to keep it on the low. Okay, well, what's that going to do for you? So now they can tell you it don't exist. You know what I mean? Jake is not smart, man. That's why the scriptures say that they're sottish children, man. Dumbass. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead, Doc.
John 15 and 23.
Wouldn't you want to know what you're up against?
Right.
If you're dealing with a war or a battle, wouldn't you want to know what the enemy is dealing with? Or you want them to hide all their weapons? I want to see the weapons. I want to know everything they're doing. I want to know how much men they have. That's how you count the cost to know, how to deal with it, man.
Yeah. How they think.
How they think.
Yeah.
Their strategy, habits, strategy. Not Jake. Go ahead, bro.
Matthew 10 and 16. Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves.
Yeah, we're supposed to be wise. We're supposed to move in a very meticulous way. With a purpose. That's why we're not just gonna say anything or just do it. So brothers don't be inciting nothing either, right?
That's right.
Don't be inciting nothing. If you do it and say, "Oh, sorry, Salakia," which I'm sure I've said type of stuff like that, and then I said right away, Salakia. No, what I meant spiritual, or not now. The king, the Lord comes back. Because Esau will use that.
Right.
Go ahead.
John 15 and 18. If the world hate you, they know that it hated me before it hated you. If they were of the
That's your
world,
speed, for sure.
the world will love this
That's
only.
our speed.
But
That's
because they
our
are not of
speed.
the world, but I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the
It's his
world
speed. It's
hated
our
you.
speed. Go ahead.
Verse 23.
Everyone's
He
speed.
that hated me hated my Father also. If I had not done among them the works which none other man did, they had not had sin. But now they have both seen and hated me, both me and my Father. But this cometh to pass. That the word may
You
be
could break it
fulfilled.
down too, bro.
But this cometh to pass that the word may be fulfilled, that is written in their law. They hated me without cause.
That's it.
So again, they hate us because we're of Yahweh Bashim outside. Because we're not walking according to the wicked vibration that the world is walking. So again, they have that as a justice against the righteous, as a justice against the wicked is against the just.
That's right. All right. You got something?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
This is the book of 2 Corinthians 2 and 11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices.
You can't be ignorant of Satan's devices. We have to know what's going on. right? Oh, it hurts my feelings. That's some stupid weak. Because the reason why is because you Jakes don't want to deal with reality. See, we deal with reality. We're in reality, man. Yeah. When you come into this truth, you're alive. You're in reality. You're in the real. You know, you're really living. You know, you Jakes want to be sedated. You want to be high and drunk. You want to be drunk so that you don't see what's really going on. But regardless of whether you want to see it or not, it's gonna come in your. It's gonna slap you in the face.
That's right. This is nice.
When Esau already seen the madness from a while, right? This is why when Esau, you know, when he gets serious, you're gonna learn what when we meant when we said he's your enemy, right? Even these Uncle Tom Jakes, they're gonna really consider, okay? They're gonna be like, nah, man. This is F you, you know. It was Charles Barkley type because they could do. Go ahead.
This is the book of Jeremiah.
Pops that's the Pops. He's even more through. He's even more through than the youth. I would have done. You know, I don't have a son. You know what I'm saying? Childless. Go ahead. And he's walking like it's all good. It's all good in the neighborhood. Come on, man. Go ahead, bro.
It's the book of Jeremiah 33 and verse 24. It says, "Consider now what this people have spoken, saying the two families which the Lord hath chosen,
You know that's a J.
he hath even cast them off. Thus they have despised my people, that they should be no more a nation before them."
But this man put a fur coat with a sombrero and a cowboy boots. That guy's an Israelite. Okay, what nation he came from? Huh? What is it?
It's funny.
That's right. Yeah. That's something Jake would do, you know. Cameron was wearing them fur coats in the summertime, brother. The pink. It was pink. I mean, it's like this guy's bugged out, but Jake can pull it out. Jake does what he do. You know, because Cameron was fly with that pink, bro. I'm just say it, man. Okay, I'm just gonna say what it was, man. You know, but then one day I put that shit. I said, "Nah, I can't wear this, man. Not for everyone. Can't wear this." It's rough, you know.
He definitely set a trend to this day,
brother. Go ahead, man. And Joel Santana back there was the trend too, with the bandana to the side. Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is Jeremiah 33 and verse 24. "Considers that now what this people have spoken, saying the two families which the Lord hath chosen, he hath even
that was the
cast
pissing
them off.
That wasn't a pissing.
Thus have they despised my
Back
people,
then?
No.
that they should be no more a nation before them."
Right.
So the heathen, they figured, they're like, "Oh, the Lord cast away his people, man.
Yeah.
So what, man? Let's forward the affliction and basically take them out, man."
That's right.
Because like we're going into the lesson, right? These nations, they have a natural disdain, a natural hate towards us, man. Which can even go back to the garden. You can read about that one in Ezekiel, where it speaks about how that the other trees were jealous of Adam's bones or whatnot.
Yeah, that's right.
So to this day, these nations, they still have that hatred, man. Because the sons of Adam, they're the Israelites. The ones that the Lord has blessed. So these nations don't like us, man. They want to be us, but yet they hate us. That's it.
That's right. Go ahead, bro.
It's the book of Psalms 2 and 1.
Right. The only way you Edomites can get us is the only ones you can get is the ones that fall away from Yahweh Shai. When you want to get them, they have to be given to your hands by the Lord. Just like the Lord said, you will have no power over me except given to you of my Father, man. Because you don't have power over the elect, period. Okay? It has to be on the Heavenly Father's time, how He wants them to go. For a particular purpose. Which that's why, like I said, even that attack that happened with that brother with the stabbing, hey, that could have been Esau just testing the waters, man. It wouldn't have been the first time it happened to a brother, right? Just testing the waters to see what he can do. It's like, on paper, it should be this guy's a Marine, this guy's this and that. You should be able to take this guy out easy, right? But it's a failed mission. Damn, it's like, what's with all these failed missions? It's like, but he knows what it is. He knows that the Heavenly Father is with us. He knows Yahweh Shai is with us. Right?
Like you said, it might not be the first time it happened to brothers. Things that happen that we're not even probably not even aware of, that Esau does.
Well, yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yahweh Shemashah's protecting us from our enemies.
It's true. It's true. You know, but also it happened. It happened too. Another brother years ago that said a guy came to his work in an unmarked car, tried to put him out, tried to murk him. I think he had a knife too or something like that. But the brother fought him out, and the brother didn't have no fighting spirit. He fought him off, and boom, then he ran back into the car and ran out. See, so that could have been another test. All right, but you can't get the elect. You can't come up. We have angels around us, man. Angels are protecting us, man. You know. Go ahead.
This is the book of Psalms.
Oh, like get me what Elisha said. It said, make his eyes to be open. What happened? You got it?
Yeah, I got it.
I'm waiting for you to read it.
The book of Psalms 105 and 15, saying, touch not mine anointed and do my prophets no harm.
Right. That's right. Touch not my anointed and do my prophets no harm. That's what the Heavenly Father said. So that's a grievous sin to come and touch one of us. Any one of the men of the Lord, it's a grievous sin to touch us or even speak or think against us. It's a grievous sin. And it's judgment. The angels is noting it all down. Like that angel that was there with the notepad, the angels be noting things down, man. That person said this. Okay. We gonna get you, man. You know? Go ahead. Okay, go ahead.
Matthew 18 and 6, but whoso shall offend one of these little ones which believe in me, it were better for him that a millstone were hanged about his neck and that he were drowned in the depth of the sea.
It's better for him to kill yourself than to offend one of the little ones of Yahweh Bashim and Yahweh Shai, man. And that's a fact. Okay, that's a fact. All right? You got, bro.
This is 2 Kings. Second Kings 6. Second Kings 6 and verse 16.
My eyes are open more now, man. I watch people more now, man. You know? I'm going to play. I watch people. But we can only do so much. We need the angels. We only have so much eyes. You understand what I'm saying? We can be circumspect. We only have so much eyes. You understand what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it's a spiritual intervention that has to happen, man. Go ahead.
2 Kings 6 and verse 15. When the servant of the man of the Most High was risen early and gone forth, behold, an host compassed the city, both with horses and chariots. And his servants.
A host is an army. So the army was compassed to come and get Elisha. Right? The whole army. Go ahead.
And the servant said unto him, alas, my master, how shall we do? And he answered, fear not, for they that be with us are more than they that be with them.
That's right, fear not. They that be with us are more than they that be with them. Right? Okay? We are more in number. Go ahead.
And Elisha prayed and said, Yahweh, I pray thee, open his eyes that he may see. And the Lord Yahweh opened the eyes of the young man, and he saw. And behold, the mountain was full of horses and chariots of fire round about Elisha.
Right, those were the angels, man. So the angels are constantly around us. You know, and they have commandments.
That's right.
You know, to protect the elect. And, you know, and only serve this. So they're watching Satan. Satan can only do so much. They're watching to see what's, hey, you know, hey, don't do that, man. You know you're not supposed to be going that far. You understand? So when they touch the man of the Lord, there's commandments to not do certain things. Right? They're not Satan. He had to deal with Job in stages. Right?
Yep.
He had to deal with Job in stages, man. You got the second one? Get the second chapter. Because it started with him being allowed to touch his family and things outside of Job, but don't touch Job. But then it said, you know what? You could touch, now you could go ahead and touch. He's still gonna serve me, man. Go ahead and touch Job, man. But don't kill him. Go ahead.
Yep. Job 2 and verse 3. The Lord Yahweh said unto Satan, hast thou considered my servant Job, that there is none like him in the earth, a perfect and an upright man, one that feareth the Most High and escheweth evil, and still he holdeth fast his integrity.
Right.
Although thou movest me against him to destroy him without cause. And saying, answered the Lord Yahweh and said, skin for skin, yea, all that a man hath will he give for his life. But put forth thine hand now and touch his bone and his flesh, and he will curse thee to thy face.
Right. So hey, guess what? These same bets are happening with us, man. These same things that he could get us. You understand? If he thought he could get Job, he thinks he can get us, man. He thinks we're easy work. That's what Satan thinks, man. He thinks we're easy work. Right? Most I say, nah. You can do whatever. You know, because certain things that you didn't think you were gonna go through, you're gonna have to go. You know? Go ahead.
Verse 6.
And you have to stay on that path of righteousness and holding your integrity, right? Regardless. You understand what I'm saying? Period. All right? Oh, there ain't no food around. I ain't gonna kill a squirrel and eat it. Most I ain't gonna care. What the hell, man? I'm starving out here. That's an Edomite, man. You lose. Okay? That's not the mindset you're supposed to have as an elect, man. You're supposed to maintain your integrity, man. Hey, remember our forefathers, they died for not pretending to eat pork. Much less eating it, man. Much less cooking a squirrel, man. Go ahead.
It says, and the Lord said unto Satan, behold, he is in thine hand, but save his life.
Yeah, save his. You can't touch his life. You could only do so much, and the angels is there making sure he didn't go so much. You know, you gotta did not speak about Michael rebuke you. Yeah. Sometimes he has to get rebuked by a higher authority. You understand what I'm saying? You want that? Okay, go ahead. That's some? Okay, what's about?
I do.
Okay, let's go. Go ahead. What's about? Go ahead.
Psalm 17 and 8. Keep me as the apple of thine eye. Hide me under the shadow of thy wings.
Yep.
From the wicked that oppress me. From my deadly enemy who compass me about.
Yep.
They are enclosed in their own fat. With their mouth they speak proudly. They have now compassed us in our steps, that they have set their eyes bowing down to the earth.
Yeah, but hold on, Jake is bugged out. instead of getting in shape, you want to get tattoos all over yourself. Why don't you start getting your body in order? That would look pretty with tattoo. How about you fucking get in shape? That would help a lot. Go ahead.
Like as a lion that is greedy for its prey, and as it were a young lion lurking in secret places. Arise, O Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword.
Right. Wicked, which is thy sword, which is Esau Edom. Right? So he's going to deliver us, in different ways in these times to come. Man. Different major miracles that get ready to happen. Man. That's what's getting ready to happen, man. All right? Let's sit on that. What you got, Mahai?
This is Psalms 34 and verse 7. The angel of the Lord encampeth round about them that fear him and delivereth them.
Right, the angel of the Lord encampeth around them that fear and delivereth them. And sometimes they can put the spirit on somebody to help you, man. That happens too. Okay? The angel be working with people, man. Okay? Let's sit on that. Okay, you got something else you want to bring up? Okay, go ahead, bring on what you have, Zabak. Go ahead.
Isaiah 59 and 19.
Enough on Zabak.
So shall they fear the name of the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the spirit of the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai shall lift up a standard against.
That's right. He's gonna lift up a standard against Esau, man. All right. What's that standard? These different miracles that's getting ready to pop off.
That's right.
Okay. You're going to need it in the times to come, man. But the rest of these people, they're not going to have that. They're going to be out here for dead. It's going to be a whole different story for them. There's no food in the grocery stores. There's no access to food or water. Right? Who are they going to call upon? Go ahead.
This is 2 Chronicles 16 and 9. For the eyes of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai run to and fro throughout the whole earth to show himself strong in the behalf of them whose heart is perfect toward him. Hearing thou hast done foolishly, therefore from henceforth thou shalt have wars.
That's it. Ooh. Read that again.
Right, this is 2 Chronicles 16 and 9. For the eyes of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai run to and fro throughout the whole earth to show himself.
That's the angels. The angels are the eyes of the Lord, the Heavenly Father. Go ahead.
To show himself strong in the behalf of them whose heart is perfect toward him.
Right, and he wants to show himself to them. Like, oh yeah, I'm with you, man. I'm with you. Don't worry about it. I'm with you. See? So anyway, you got something else? Go ahead.
Psalms 91 and verse 11, for he shall give his angels charge over thee, to keep thee in all thy ways. They shall bear thee up in their hands, lest thou dash thy foot against a stone.
That's it. Point blank period. So the angels are with the elect, right? Protecting them, guiding them, so on and so forth. So with that, we'll close up. We're going to give all the praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Bahakadash. Belongs to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations, much love and respect to you. I came out there pushing this word out in truth and sincerity. Right? Shema, Yasha Allah, Yahweh, Elohim Noah, Yahweh, Ahad, Shema, Yasha Allah, Yahweh, Elohim Noah, Yahweh, Ahad, Shema, Yasha Allah, Yahweh, Elohim Noah, Yahweh, Ahad. Find the ball.
Wam Yasha Allah. Wam Yasha Allah.